Hello and welcome everyone to Ezoic Explains. I'm Tyler Bishop. Today we're going to be talking about the importance of domain authority in content rankings inside of search engines. A lot of the things about domain authority that I think we believe, we sort of infer and we believe that they're intuitive. I recently gave a presentation in New York at Google about this particular topic, and I talked a little bit about other intuitive truths, things like alcohol killing brain cells. While this may seem like something that we all know to be true, actually, research indicates that adults that drink in moderation are not in danger of losing any brain cells. In fact, alcohol may have a negative effect on dendrites, especially in excess, but truthfully, alcohol doesn't kill any brain cells. In fact, if you were to drink enough alcohol to kill brain cells, it would actually probably kill you. And so, one of the intuitive truths that I think we keep hearing about as it relates to domain authority is that large sites dominate search results and small to medium-sized sites can't compete. And so if you do a Google search for any high volume query, you're likely to see a results page filled with high domain authority sites, and this definitely confirms that belief. But when we did a little bit of research, we found by looking at 30 of the Alexa top 1K publishers that on average, most of these sites are declining in organic traffic. In fact, most of them saw fewer organic visits in 2018 than they did in 2017. Only 20% of the ones that we looked at actually increased the organic traffic, and most of them saw a loss in keywords as well. Furthermore, when we looked at the same sites or sites that competed with these sites inside of small to medium sized niches, on average they produced a lot less content, but they saw a significant increase in organic traffic across the board. So most of them grew by at least 34% and added over 1,000 keywords. So it's more likely that small sites are disrupting larger ones, despite this idea that domain authority or larger sites are outranking all the smaller ones. So there's a couple reasons for this. The key differences that we noticed between these are that content length was 23% longer on the small to medium-sized sites. Titles include the words how to, how do, and who is, and the content was shared a lot less on social media. The 30 of the top 1K publishers that we looked at, the article titles were longer. The average site had 200 million more backlinks, and they actually did have a higher instance of ranking in the top 3 for extremely high volume keywords, which is probably where a big part of this perception comes from. But truthfully, if you look at a recent study by Backlinko, there's a lot of reasons for why these small publishers would continue to disrupt the larger ones. Smaller publishers have more time to dedicate to writing in depth about particular topics, specifically how to do something or who is someone. The larger publishers, in a lot of cases, are focused on an audience. In a lot of cases, these audiences are also on social media, and so they have to write content that can be shared and then also do well on those platforms as well. And as we can see, longer headlines, the more social shares relate a little bit more to things like list posts as opposed to how-to posts. So what might make someone successful on social media might not be the same types of things that make them successful trying to identify good organic visitors. So for this reason, we see small publishers having maybe even a clear advantage in this area. And so that's one of the things that we want to clear up just a little bit here when we start talking about the importance of domain authority and ranking. While it is something that's worth looking at, you can see we're using Moz's domain authority score here. No one knows what Google's is. But our good friend Saul here is disrupting Wikipedia and Psychology Today, and it's largely because he's written this great content. He is an actual psychologist on, in this case, Maslow's hierarchy, which is a very high volume keyword. And so you can see Saul's background right there in the image. Saul is not an expert publisher, nor is his site a super high domain authority site, yet he's disrupting this larger publisher because it comes back to his content. So while it may seem like a lot of larger sites are dominating search results, it may be a way of us kind of misconstruing a little bit what we perceive and what is actually reality. And so hopefully today you've been able to identify some things about your site that might help it improve its organic rankings outside of domain authority. Thank you for listening. I'm Tyler Bishop, and this has been Ezoic Explains.